Just Like Me fans, how are you? I have a great author for you guys to meet today, Tiffany Kauido. Tiffany, I am so excited to have you here. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Her book, Dear Little Brown Girl, is such an amazing story, and we are going to jump right in, and she's going to tell us all about it. Tiffany, tell us about your journey. How did you start the process for writing the story? Where did the desire to write this story come from?
So my book is entitled Dear Little Brown Skin Girl, and it came from my daughter's story. So this is a true story, nonfiction. My daughter's coming to of realizing that she was brown in a
Mm-hmm.
class where it was majority white or other colors that were not like hers. And I remember the conversation she had with me in terms of wanting to be like her white friends and even to the point of wanting to paint herself white. She really didn't understand that at the age of 4,
Mm-hmm.
that was not possible. And so we had to have a real in-depth conversation about who she is, where she came from, and why her color is the color she is, and why it will stay that way, and she can still shine being herself in her brown skin. And so that is pretty much this book in a nutshell. It went from just that experience to making it into an actual story um, that I wanted
Okay.
to.
So tell us what the so tell us a little bit more about what the book is about. Like when readers read the book, what's the story about?
So the story is about, it goes from her birth to her realizing her skin. And so initially it just starts off with the day she was born, her little quirks as a baby, the library time that she loved in terms of reading, and then us moving. There's a little snippet in there with the map of, the states of the United States of America, and all the states and kind of where we were to where we are now. And then her going to school in the state we moved to and realizing she was brown. And then just me really just pouring into her in terms of inspiration of where she has come from regarding her ancestors to where we are now regarding just present day shining of brown people in general across the world, and to where she should look forward to and can be in her future.
Well, Just Like Me is all about empowering our youth. And that's one of the reasons why when I saw this book, I said, oh, we have to make this one of our Just Like Me pick books because that's what we do. We want kids to be able to see themselves in pages, feel good about themselves in pages, and be able to relate to the characters that they see. Are you working on anything else? So is this a one and done for you? Are there other projects in the works? What's going on with you?
There's more. I'm getting a lot of messages about, can you write one for boys? And I have a son as well. He's younger, so we didn't have any experience yet with him, but I am working on a little brown skinned boy to go hand in hand with a girl.
Okay.
And we love to travel. We've been to Africa twice, and just around the world in general. And so I'm working on a ABC, Let's Go Through the Continent of Africa with Me book as well, just to highlight African countries from A to Z. And so I'm working on that, and I've got some more things up my sleeve, maybe for like the adult realm as well. When you become an author, it just kind of like gets you like kickstarted to like continue writing, and you get ideas, and you're in all these author groups, and just receiving all of this energy. And so I'm keeping that energy as long as I can, and yeah, I'll be working on some more things coming in the.
It is so funny when you're like, yeah, you start this journey and you end up doing all these other things that, like, if you look behind me, like that is, it started with that, Just Like
Yeah.
Me books. And from there, we've gone to the podcast, to Meanwhile in Africa, our program
Yeah.
about Africa and teaching kids and
Wow.
our math, like that is how, and you're right, it snowballs. So that's awesome. So you mentioned some of the things that you did as an author that helped you figure out that snowball. Do you have any specific advice for authors who like are trying to struggle to write their first book or are in the middle of their book and are thinking like, I want to grow this into something? Like, what advice do you have for other authors who are out there beginning and want to be where you are?
I think that it's important to just finish your story. That's like the first thing. Also, even before that, don't be intimidated or discouraged when there's a story like yours. Dear Little Brown Skin Girl is in itself, my story, my daughter's story, There's many books about brown girls, though. It doesn't necessarily stand out in terms of like, oh, there's never been a story about a brown girl or her journey about a brown girl. But this story is unique because it's my story, and I can only tell my story. And so, to other authors out there, I would encourage you to always remember that no one can tell your story like you can, and no one exactly has your story. Some of my recommendations to authors.
Okay. Where can listeners find a copy of your book?
So my book is on Amazon. It is also on Books a Million. Available wherever books are sold, to my knowledge, based on my publishing company. It is not on Kindle yet, but it will be on Kindle Unlimited soon. Also, my personal website, risingyoungreaders.com, is where you can purchase signed copies if you would like a signed copy.
And you can also now purchase a copy of her book off the Just Like Me website on the Just Like Me pick section. And because she has officially joined the Just Like Me family. Tiffany, thank you so much for coming on today and telling us about your phenomenal book. Everybody, I encourage you to go and grab a copy of it because it is really awesome. And remember, if our children can see it, they can achieve it.